Hey everybody, Tony and Chris back with another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet
Speak up.
TigerSox series. Hoosier Beers. Guess who sent us a
Yay.
Hoosier beer? Just take a wild guess. Anybody who watches this
Gone
channel with any
V6?
regularity might know. Mr. Gone V6, that is correct.
Ah,
Our man in Indiana, Chris, has sent us more
hi,
beers.
Chris.
Today's
Yes.
selection is actually a Wisconsin beer. However, him being in Middle America, he has more access to Midwestern beers than
Lucky
we.
man.
And so he has sent us this beer from Wisconsin. Tony will show you the bottle.
I will,
And
but of course we need to explain that we're inside my house,
yes,
not
that's
in the
right.
garage, because
That's right.
just as we sat down to film this, the people across the street decided to mow their lawn, get their leaf blower out. And
Yeah.
we don't have sound editing here, so
No, and that's the other thing too. Is here in the desert in May, you actually need a leaf blower. So
exactly. So for this
while the
particular
rest of you are
episode,
shoveling snow, or
we're finishing the last scoop of snow.
off your yard. Yeah,
We're threatening the triple digits today, actually.
that's right.
Today is May 6th as we're filming this, and I believe we're supposed to be 99 today. So the fact that we're just filming two reviews, one of them in air conditioning and one not, might be a good thing, actually. But anyway, so for this episode, we've done this before, though.
Oh yeah, we've done this before.
Yeah, so here's our curio with a Bell collection. It's not mine. My collection's the beer bottles. You saw that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Mr. Gone V6's contribution. There it is.
That is the Hinterland, Door County cherry wheat.
There you
And
go.
for those of you who are looking to, if you come across this and you want to check it into Untapped, you need to type in the word Hinterland first.
Right there.
There's another cherry wheat that I'm guessing somebody brewed specifically for some brew pub that's there in Wisconsin, and I might even be the exact same beer. But the long and short of it is, if you're checking in this bottle, you want to check out, you want to type in Hinterland for sure. Now on Untapped,
Yes.
only two of my friends have given this any rankings. It got a 3.75. A total of 8,321 people have given it a cumulative score of 3.41. Only 130 check-ins on Beer Advocate, and its score was 3.35, which makes it only an okay rating.
So this is consistent here. We got 3.3 and 3.4.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
not bad.
It has summer availability. Big surprise, it is a cherry wheat, and it comes from apparently Door County, Wisconsin. Yields some really, really nice,
Some
noteworthy cherries, and so that's what they were used for.
Okay.
And what's our ABV on this?
Well, let's see. We got 12 ounces. Choose adventure and beer and life. There's a choice. There it is. 5.4%.
Okay. American wheat beers usually come in between 4.0 and 5.5% for an ABV, between 15 and 30 IBUs. They're not usually known for being particularly bitter. However, when you add fruit to a beer, what you basically do if you were going to judge a beer as we are about to, what you do is you judge it as a wheat beer and then consider the fruit element to it, because you may end up with like a cherry stout, or in this case a cherry wheat, or a papaya
Yeah,
IPA.
I just had a cherry gosa a few days ago.
Exactly. So yeah, you first consider the beer, the variety itself, and then the fruit.
Yeah. Now, tell me more, Chris.
More and more. American wheat beers sprang from German wheat beers, or Hefeweizens. They usually have more hop and less yeast than German varieties. Aroma is known to have grain, bread, dough, and wheat. They are known to be yellow to gold, and they are color brilliant to hazy, so that's the entire range, with yeast approximating that of a German Weiss beer. Flavors: moderate malt sweetness, dry finish, low to moderate hop bitterness. Should not find clove or banana like you would in a German Hefeweizen. Medium mouthfeel, medium high carbonation, slight creaminess. These were popularized by Vidmar in the mid-1980s using cleaner yeast and more hops than German Weiss beers. Clean American Yale or lager yeast, and American, German, or New World hops.
There.
So there you have it.
There'll be a test on this.
There will be.
So
Wisconsin, but Wisconsin is it's if you grew up in where I did in Kansas City and in the middle of the country, the two great places for beers growing up back in the 70s and 80s back then were Denver and Wisconsin. I mean, everything good came from either Milwaukee or Boulder, Colorado.
Because of the water.
Because of the water, because Well, and because hell in Colorado, it takes so little to get you drunk because of the mountain air. So honestly, after one beer,
That's a good
sometimes,
point. I
and
never
I've
thought of that.
in Denver, no, I can always save money in Denver because it takes almost nothing to get drunk in Denver. For those of us who don't grow up in mountain altitudes.
Yeah, I
Now,
think
the
they're
guys
probably
from
used
Denver,
to it.
when I was living in the University of Kansas, the gang from Denver would come to KU for school. They could drink everybody under the table because they were coming down from mountain air. So
They can drink, they can breathe, they can do a lot of things we can't
exactly,
do
yeah.
here. We don't. What is Vegas's elevation?
Um,
We're what, about 2,500, I think,
Yeah,
something like
but
that.
we're still not anywhere close to Mile High
Oh God,
like they are.
huge difference. I mean, we are in a valley in the desert. So.
So
We're gonna open with a tribute to the Simpsons here. Duff
you
beer.
have a Duff, I'll have one too. That's the only line I can remember. We were both trying to remember that song, that Duff song from the Simpsons episode
You all know it.
where there's they go to a Duff amusement park and there's a song kind of similar to "It's a Small World," and it's "You have a Duff, I'll have one too." It's the only part I can
I
remember.
like the Duff. Oh, I didn't realize this was
Oh,
got like a
oh,
paper.
well, Chris does that sometimes because he's really, really good at packing. Honestly.
Oh, this is tape. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
it's
like,
tape.
I was
Yeah.
like, this is like, okay.
Chris,
All right.
Chris,
For
I
a
know at some
second, I
point you're
thought
going
it
to be
was
watching
wax.
this. You could, I'm not joking, Chris. You could make a video and charge people money right here on YouTube or some other thing, and it would be you showing people how to pack beers. Okay,
That
I've
was
never
awesome.
had a casualty from any beers that Chris has ever sent me.
Yeah. I guess because it just blended in with the color, most
Oh
of the
yeah,
color of the bottle,
yeah.
that I took notice of it only when I was taking the cap off. I'm like, there's some kind of like substance here. Anyway, tape. Anyway, we're gonna pour. Cherry wheat. Backstory for me, Sam Adams. One of the first loves I ever had as a beer, any beer, was Sam Adams cherry wheat. Um, I'd say I probably discovered it, God, 15, 16 years ago. It's been quite a long time. And not really having any other beer at the time to compare it to, I basically just loved it for loving it. It just tasted good. It was Sam Adams. It was something unique at the time. They went on to make a blackberry wheat, which blackberry wheat beer, and it was sensational. They haven't made it in a long time. But the cherry wheat is still going strong. Sam Adams still makes it to this day, year round. So it actually kind of speaks to the volume of the popularity of the beer. I couldn't tell you like stats, but I would imagine it's one of their top three as far as popularity goes, outside of the Boston Lager, obviously. So we're gonna pour into our buddies, Tanea Creek.
Tanea. Let's hear it for the creek.
Let's hear it for the creek, and then here's New Belgium Rampant.
Hashtag the Creek Geeks LE.
There you go. Thank you for throwing that in there. Let's pour. Okay. Getting that. I guess the color's a little different. I mean, we're always so used to the light of the garage and the natural
That's
sunlight.
True. Yeah.
That this is a little darker than
It's bronzy.
I thought it was going to
Actually,
be.
not so much bronzy. It's brassy. It's a brass color. That's definitely high carbonation. Getting just that's sort of boozy smelling. At
A
least
little
that's what I
boozy,
got.
a little bit of like a wine smell to it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's
But
it.
it's a nice smell.
When you
It's very
combine
pleasant.
fruit and booze, oftentimes you do end up with a wine smell. That's going to describe that as high carbonation. Lots and lots of bubbles going on there, and that head seems to be pretty resilient as well. Of course, it's not a overly foamy head, but it is very present, and it is sticking to the beer rather than sticking to the glass, which kind of surprises me. With this cherry, I thought for sure there'd be enough sugar in this to make the lacing a little stronger, but there you have it. Okay, let's bring
Nice
this
aroma
in.
though, very clean and crisp.
Yeah, it almost has like a cider, somewhere between cider and wine.
Like a cider variant, yeah, not like, right.
Kicking the cat toy, because I'm a fat guy.
We got cat toys all around here, so maybe we should bring one of the cats into the shop here.
Yeah, the other day I had to use, I had to lift my cat up and just hold her because she was making so much noise. If you haven't seen that video yet, it will be coming very soon.
No surprise, you're getting that weediness, earthiness to the wheat.
See, I'm not even getting that. I'm really just getting the cherry and booze.
Well, they're there.
No, I mean,
the cherry, the sweetness of the cherry is definitely.
You're catching things that I'm not able to pick up on.
That happens. The cherry is definitely the dominant aroma.
Cherriers.
All right, Door County Cherry Wheat Hinterland. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's actually got a nice wheat finish.
Hey, that's just it. This is actually a good wheat beer.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
the finish is more like I'm seeing the wheat than the cherry almost immediately, you know? I
and
like
it's
it.
not dominated by cherries either. I mean,
Right, it's not that sticky, sweet, phony, syrupy cherry, like maraschino juice in a jar kind of cherry. I'm getting more of a natural tartness.
one of the breweries back home in my hometown of Kansas City was 75th Street Brewery, one of the first raspberry beers I ever saw. And honestly, it used to taste like carbonated raspberry Kool-Aid to me a lot of times.
Oh,
So
no,
I don't like overly fruity beers, but this is, I think, just right. This is not.
exactly. It's
This
balanced really well.
This is a wheat cherry beer as opposed to a cherry wheat beer.
Right, exactly. Right. It's not like so much like you're getting like when you're drinking a Radler, for example,
Yeah,
and you're
exactly. You
getting
get that strong grapefruit.
yeah, you're getting an overabundance of the fruit, whatever the fruit you might be, drinking Radler, whatever it might be. But that's to be expected, or even just a Hefeweizen where you're getting that banana, or a Dunkelweizen where you're getting that dark banana flavor or something, or certain like the Ghosts or what's the one we were having last week where we kept saying prune and raisin and dates.
Oh, the quad.
The quad,
Yeah,
right?
the Belgian quad from Texas.
Slipped my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are beers where the fruit really is coming at you quicker. I just think this is balanced really well.
I'm catching the wheat now that you were talking about earlier. Finally get a little nucleation and maybe even some rolling on my tongue made it possible to
Yeah.
pick up on that smell. But
I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I was a little worried that this to me was going to feel like a copycat, even though they did their own interpretation of Sam Adams. It's not really fair for anybody to brew a cherry wheat and say, hey, it needs to taste like Sam Adams. Of course not. But yeah, I think they actually did a very solid job of balancing this out. It's not too much of one thing.
yeah, my next trip to Wisconsin, I'm going to go check out, especially if it's in the summer, I'm going to Door County and seeing about these cherries and
Cool.
checking these cherries out.
Get your butt to Hinterland. What city is it in?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Brewed and bottled by Hinterland Brewery,
Mhm.
Lombardy Avenue, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Wow.
Green Bay, okay.
So this is
Right
not
on.
too far away from well, it is Pack
It is
Country.
Packer
It's not too
country,
far
yeah.
from Lambeau Field, apparently.
Exactly.
And I don't like the Packers, so I
You
don't
see
like
that
this
we're
beer. I'm not
Infinity?
drinking
Did you
this
see
anymore.
that there's the laptop back there?
Oh, yeah, we're back there, too. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to be staring at this now the rest of the
Yeah,
time.
this is going to be.
Is it the beer? Am I tripping
We've
out?
got an Infinity TigerSox.
And then somewhere in there, there's another little one, and on and on and on it goes.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would score this pretty well.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
on Untapped, I might have to go to the 4 area for this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the balance. I think it's got a nice tart cherry flavor, not too sweet, not too strong. It's like a hint of cherry, a splash of cherry.
I was at 3.75, but I think you're right. I mean, it really is a good wheat beer.
It's refreshing too.
If Hinterland ever makes just an American wheat that isn't using cherries, I would check that out. That's definitely because sometimes wheats have a tendency to go towards blonde ale sort of thing,
Right.
and then it becomes less to my personal taste. But this is a good American wheat. And,
Yeah, I think I would buy this. I would go back and try this
honestly,
again.
I think y'all are being a little hard on this beer. When I'm looking at these beer
Oh, the
advocate scores and the scores on Untapped, I think you're all being a little too snobby with this beer.
Well, I gotta say, like I said, I had expectations were kind of at a level just because I thought, well, cherry wheat. The first thing I thought of was my fondness for my memories of drinking Sam Adams cherry wheat. I would buy it all the time, so I had a memory, just those happy, glowing memories of like discovering the world of beer. Those boyhood memories of learning, because that was when I was really learning a lot about
junior
beer.
high, getting drunk and falling on the ground.
Yeah, my city, there was 5,000 people in my city. We didn't have a way to get drunk and get. Anyway, yeah, kudos, guys. You guys made a really good beer.
We are down to 45 seconds. So until next time, we want to once again give our.
Boston's still in first place.
It is. We want to give our thanks once again to our man, Mr. Gone V6.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah.
Chris, we appreciate it.
Nice
and
beer.
We're closing in on 30 seconds. So until next time, everybody, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers, y'all.
See ya.